Well, good afternoon. This is Saturday afternoon instead of a Thursday because I was slack this week. I kind of was busy and just didn't get around doing the Isenhour Minute, Confederate Moment. But appreciate y'all tuning in. Better late than never. Now, the interesting thing that we have coming up is the General Assembly is still doing their damage down there. While we did win some victories in the General Assembly on the Second Amendment bills that were defeated, which we're very thankful for, they got rid of some of the nasty ones. They still have this stuff on the books too. So they have they have the red laws, they have all kinds of crazy stuff on the books. So we're going to have to watch out for the next 2 years as we get ready to defeat these people in the next election, 2021. That's November 2nd, 2021, which Virginia will vote for a new governor, new attorney general, and a new lieutenant governor, as well as a new legislature. At that time, we must remove all Democrats from public office. It's either that or war. I mean, just take your pick. If you want a war, then just keep them in office because that's what they're going to do. They're going to put a war. They're already doing a war on us, so they'll continue doing it. That baby murdering governor is still at war with all of us. He's just doing everything he can to make sure that we are so Californian. I can't even pronounce it. It's so liberal. He's actually taking away the voting rights, where you don't even have to show up to vote. You just show up and say, "Hey, man, I need something to vote. I'm going to vote." In fact, giving driver's license to illegal aliens. This is what this governor is doing, and the Democratic legislature. So, like I said, these people are pure satanic evil. I don't care if you have a D by your name. You are evil, because if you have a D by your name, that means that you go along with their evil ways. So we have to come together and get rid of these people in the next election, or Virginia will be lost. Now let's talk about that for a second. As you all know, Senator Amanda Chase, Virginia Senator Amanda Chase, has declared her intent to run for governor of this state. And again, that's November 2nd, 2021, when we have the opportunity to vote her into office. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's going to be a heck of a ride. We don't know yet, because we're not to the 2021, whether we'll do a convention or we'll do the primaries. We still don't know. Amanda is ready for both. She's a well-seasoned veteran of Virginia politics. I think I say that with a lot of confidence because I've been right there with her along the side. So she is a very well-versed how to get around some of the rhinos that still haunt us here in Virginia. These rhinos are very, 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 very corrupt. And they have been. In fact, they are the reason that we have this situation now, because the corruption has made it to where the ordinary people don't want to vote anymore because of the same old, same old. So we got to get rid of the rhinos. And that's what this election coming up in 2021 will all be about. Now, obviously, we know we have an election this November 2020. That's when hopefully we'll get rid of one of these senators in Washington, D.C. and get rid of some of these House members. Abigail Spangbanger, or whatever her name is, the one we got to get rid of my district, District 7. So we're working hard to get through the convention to get a candidate who will go forth and beat her in the election in November. She is absolutely nothing but a mouthpiece for Nancy Pelosi. Mouthpiece is all she is. I don't even know how she even got into the district, to be honest with you, because the 7th district is considered a conservative district, but they snuck in here while we were sleeping. That's why I said we were sleeping. We didn't go vote. I've said this before, and I want to emphasize this. Last November, in November of 2019, 47% of registered GOP, registered Republicans voted. Had 60% of the registered Republicans voted, we wouldn't have this problem. We have it now thanks to nobody voting. Now, we've got to correct this situation. This is one of the things I want to mention to you all. We are in the process of organizing different counties, the Second Amendment counties, around individuals who you trust and you should trust, your sheriffs and your local legislators who are strong enough to get out there and be pro-Second Amendment. We need to start getting a movement out here and get really involved. You've got to get back involved. We need to start having some more rallies in local counties, Second Amendment stuff, and also pro-life stuff. Don't forget the pro-life gentlemen, because your wives are very pro-life, as you should be. So we should also get into that. We also have the situation where they're attacking our heritage. are veterans monuments, not just the Confederate stuff, but the Vietnam, the World War I, World War II. They're just attacking anything to do with American veterans. That has to stop. How that stops is real simple. You get off your rear end, register to vote, and vote these people out so we don't have to do this every year. We have this problem now where these Democrats are just determined to destroy Virginia's heritage. They have all kinds of, they're trying to make it racial stuff. They're trying to do all kinds of stuff. It's all lies. Everything that comes out of a Democrat's mouth is a lie and can be proven so by history. They are liars. They cannot say anything without lying. So if you fall for this stuff, fake news, then that's your fault. You're the one that needs to get involved. You're the one that needs to know the truth of American history, Virginia history. Also, I'm going to mention this again, how many of you have been reading the Virginia Constitution? We've had this discussion before. We are fighting not only just the Second Amendment here in Virginia in our Bill of Rights, but also other things that they're trying to take away from us. Virginia Constitution is a very strong document, and we cannot allow these liberals, these minions of satanic, Satan, these minions of Satan, I'll say it that way, minions of Satan, to continue to destroy our Commonwealth. They're evil people. And while I do not instigate anybody doing any kind of violence against anybody, although they do violence against us, I do recommend that you do get out and vote so we can change this thing. If we change the vote back, we can put laws into place that can stop a lot of this stuff. We have to get active, Virginians. We have to fight back on every front, Virginians. And part of that is educating yourself about what Virginia stands for, our Constitution, our community values. There's one, those community values. You know how the liberals will say, our community values. Well, it's time we put some of our community values out there. Pro-life being one of them. Also, prayer back in school. Also, talking openly about God Almighty, His blessings has produced everything from wealth to beauty here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We have to realize that God has granted us a lot of stuff. And if we turn our back on God, we're going to get what we have now, which is liberal Democrats taking over. Do you really want to have Virginia under Satan's power? Well, that's where we're headed if you don't get out to vote. You've got to get your churches involved. You've got to get your youth involved. And in fact, I want to talk some about this. You see the sticker I got right here? All right, this is somebody. If you see somebody with this sticker, they're one of our friends. I had this sticker on all the time. I was in the Rockbridge County earlier this week, and I can't tell you the number of young millennials. I'm talking when I say young, because I'm 60 years old. So young people to me is anybody under 25. All these folks, they were 21, 22 years old, stopped me and said, "What's that sticker? I'm really interested in that." And we started talking about it. They looked like they were liberals because, you know, the young folks have a way of putting tattoos and earrings and stuff that maybe our generation didn't do. Excuse me. That's just difference in generations. However, they're eager to keep their Second Amendment rights also. Our youth are not against us. Our youth are actually working with us, but we've got to reach out to them and bring them on board with us. In churches, we also bring them on board with these county commissioner meetings, all kinds of things. We need to educate the youth. That is our job. The way it works is the old folks, that's me, old folks, gray hair people, teach the coming up generation. That way the truth of God continues to go down the line. And if we don't teach the next generation, then it's our fault. You can't blame anybody but yourself looking in the mirror. If you're not teaching the next generation, it's your fault. Don't wait till you get gray hair like me to do it, although I'm pretty smart. But you are too. So you need to get up on Virginia history. You need to get up on Virginia's Constitution. You also need to be strong and go out in public. I'm telling you, when you wear a sticker such as this, people will comment on it. It gives you an opportunity to talk to them. In fact, some people say, "Oh, that's terrible. Our governor's a great man." Really? Okay. If you think that, that's okay. I'm not trying to convince you. I don't think he's a great man. I have reasons why. He's a baby murderer, among other things. He's a traitor to the Virginia military code. He's a traitor in general. He's a horrible human being, basically in general. But that's my opinion. Maybe you don't have that opinion. That's okay. We can talk about whether you want to have your guns taken away from you and your babies ripped out of your mother's wombs. We can talk about that. We want to have our churches condemned by preaching the word of Jesus Christ. We can talk about these things. This is what we need to do as Virginians. So if you're not doing this, you're bad. Because you can do this and you should do this. You are a free person in the state of Virginia, and you can go out and you can tell people what you think. And that's important because as a community, remember, we want to build the community. We don't want to build a community like the liberals want to do. We want to build a community that we already have, one that is God-fearing, which is also pro-life and also pro-gun, among other things. These are the things that we're going to get into with these sanctuary counties. Now, one last thing. There's still a lot of talk about moving to West Virginia and starting a new state. I'm all for all that. I mean, those are interesting ideas. And talking about, you've seen some of the stuff on the Isenhour Speaks. I've put some stuff by Brian McClanahan and others out there talking about this. It's a possibility, and it's things that are getting wound up here in the country because lots of things are happening like that. But let's go back to the basics. What do we need to do to take Virginia back? It's real simple. Outvote the Democrats. That's it. There are more of us than there are of them. Let me repeat that. There are more of us than there are of them. However, they go out and vote. Do you vote? No, you don't. Well, get registered and vote because it's you sitting on the couch not voting that's making them stay in power. We can get rid of these people, get rid of these damn Yankees in the state. If you take away their incentive to be here, they'll go home. They'll go home wherever they are. Go back up north somewhere. I don't care. Michigan, New York, I don't care. Just get the hell out of the South. I don't care. Go anywhere you want. Go back to California. I don't care. I do care about the Commonwealth. I do care about the South. I do care about the culture that the Southern people have. And of course, that culture includes all folks, black folks, white folks, Asian folks, Latina folks. I don't even like to use the word Latina because that's a misnomer. There's so many wonderful people from south of the border, so to speak. They have wonderful culture that they bring to our Southern ways. Not to mention the Europeans that have come over here. So we are a melding pot in the South. Let me repeat that, melding pot. We in the South are not a melting pot. That's what you have in New York City, melting pot, where they take away all your identity and make you into a robot. We do not do that down south. We accept new cultures into us because you become Southern. We are a family, so we are a melding pot. We take some of you, some of them, and we put it all together and make a wonderful culture, which we do have. Not to mention pretty good food, too. Great music, all kinds of things. So, folks, stay strong. Remember, this is a battle that we can fight and win. This is something that we have to get back in the trenches and start fighting every day. This isn't going away as long as we sit on the couch and watch television. It's time for us to get involved, and that's what this is all about. I look forward to your comments on Isenhour Speaks. I appreciate y'all. I love all of you, and I think it's a wonderful, beautiful February here. Snow one day, 60-degree weather the next. You can't beat that. I love God's country. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.